Hello, my name is Jemma Freeman and I perform in a band called Jemma Freeman and the Cosmic Something. And I believe the last time you saw me was at Overdrive Studio, so I think that might have been a Christmas party perhaps.
Poisonous Cunt were playing there.
Yes, yeah. Poisonous Cunt were playing and I can't
My Bad Sister.
Yeah, My Bad Sister.
It was a great lineup.
And Anarchist Wood. So yeah, that was a really fantastic night. So that was quite raucous and DIY kind of stuff. So that's Overdrive Studios. It's a rehearsal studio most of the time. So since then, what have we been doing? So I think we've recorded an album and we went and toured that in Italy, which is very exciting. So we did
What
that.
was the name of the album?
It's called Oh Really? What's That Then? Is the name of the album. So we put that out on Trapped Animal, which is a Cambridge-based record label. We were very, very friendly and very, very nice. And we were very lucky that they had a good connection in Italy. One of our tracks called Keytar got like loads and loads of traction on YouTube somehow or other. We got I think we got 7,000 views on it.
Wow, that's good.
But mostly in Italy. So because of that, we kind of connected with an Italian booking agency and we went and toured bits of northern Italy. Which was fantastic. We got a car and we drove all the way from England and it was amazing. We drove through France and there was like a snowstorm, went through so many different kinds of weather. By the time we got to Italy it was summer and it was extremely confusing. We got extremely good at packing things in the back of the car. I got a Honda Accord Estate because I found online that had the most internal space and it was the most rectangular car. It was like a loaf. I really loved it. And
How long did that take you
to drive? I think that took us we got there on the second day, so we kind of set off like really, really early in the morning, and then we kind of went as far into France as we possibly could, which meant we ended up in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and stayed in the only village hotel that was open. It was actually really lovely, and we ended up with this huge apartment which had a jacuzzi which lit up, which was amazing, but there was no food or anything open. So, luckily, Jason had made 8 sandwiches. Jason is our drummer. He's very tall and thin and has probably the fastest metabolism of all humans ever known. There was now like an infamous story about when we went and played Folkestone, and we went and ate fish and chips beforehand, and he had an extra large and finished all of our chips, and then proceeded to play the fastest set known to man. We could not keep up and I was nearly sick, he was playing so fast. But so it was actually a small miracle that these 8 sandwiches weren't eaten, probably mostly down to the fact they were in the back of the car and he was driving for the majority of the time. So we had a picnic in this really beautiful kind of apartment, and we'd also bought like miniature on the ferry. We'd bought like loads of miniature spirits, so we had the weirdest picnic for the first night. And it was this very spooky little French village. I cannot even remember the name of it. We didn't see a single soul like for the entire time apart from the hotel people, and then we just like sort of bombed it down through mountainous regions, amazing sort of scenery, and eventually it became more sunny and
must have been beautiful.
It was incredibly beautiful.
Yeah.
I was very privileged because I can't drive, so I just got to see everything, and it was really lovely. And then when we arrived at that first gig, it was just fantastic. Like the kind of hospitality we had in Italy was amazing. They were like, right, what do you want, red or white wine? They cracked open this delicious...
Yes, everything.
Yeah, everything. They cracked open this delicious red wine, and we did the show, and then they came and cooked us like a special meal. It was absolutely amazing, and everywhere we went was a bit like that. So we played a lot of the sort of social clubs, working man's clubs. So after the Second World War, they formed these kind of social clubs for people because they just didn't have anything, and they still carry on now. So it's a bit like the DIY scene here. They've now been taken over by the younger generation.
Okay.
And like one of the loveliest ones we played, it just looked like a really basic kind of like hall that, you know, nothing really fancy. But everybody was sat down, and we had this big like communal meal. It was really lovely, everyone talked to each other. There was a massive guy called Chef who made the food, and he like looked like a lumberjack. We were quite scared of him, but he ended up being a huge fan of us. And then basically at the end of the evening, they invite all the locals in, and they make another meal at like 12 midnight, and they just feed everyone. So like
Brilliant.
Anyone who kind of needed a meal then got the meal as well. So it was really incredible. That, by the beach, that was really nice. So we did that and played loads of other places as well, like some other quite strange places, like very like different ends of the spectrum. Sometimes we played these very, very chic restaurants where everyone's sitting down. So I was still doing my like really kind of like in your face kind of drag acts and going out into the audience, and they're sitting there eating these very posh meals, you know. But it was, I think they liked it, but it's what they booked us for. So yeah, we did that. and then drove all the way back, and then found out that our car was like really, really dangerous, and we like didn't pass its MOT because it had like basically huge structural problems. So we were quite lucky that we were alright. Drove through. What did we drive through? We drove through Mont Blanc, which was cool. We drove through loads of mountains. It was really exciting. So we came back, and then our very last gig was one we did at the Windmill in Brixton, and that was just 3 weeks before lockdown kind of hit. And then after that, it was really difficult because we had just started recording our second album, and it really kind of put the brakes on it. So I've been writing throughout lockdown, written loads and loads of songs. So tonight, what we're going to be playing, we're at the 100 Club today, on the 19th of September 2021, and we're going to be playing a completely new set basically that I've written in lockdown, because I just didn't want to come back and play the same thing that we toured in 2019, you know, because it's 2 years ago. We've done that, so I know that that's probably a bit like mean to people that they're like, we've listened to your record.
People are going to be expecting that.
Yeah. Well, we might throw something in that they recognise. But because I think a lot of people will have listened to the record. But it's a funny one because it just seems so long ago. So what we're doing at the minute is we are just kind of finishing off that second album. So we're hoping to put that out in 2022. We have got a tour booked that was supposed to happen in 2020, but had to be cancelled. So that's going to be a UK tour. So we're going to be playing like all bits and pieces of Scotland and the north, and hopefully bits in the middle. So that's really good. So we're playing with another band. I can't say who it is yet because they haven't announced it, so it's a secret. So there's that. And yeah, we just kind of come back with a bit of a bang. Like did our first show back was in Amp Studios in South East London.
When are you playing Amp?
Well, no, we already did that. So we played. That was so we already did that. That was part of the Neutral Zone. And then we did a couple of London ones. We've been to Folkestone, which was lovely. We've got, because we played Folkestone a couple of times, we bizarrely have a little pocket of Folkestone fans. So it's really, really nice because they've just got a couple of small venues there. It's kind of like a tap room. A guy called Joseph, very, very committed to music, got us down there, got us an amazing PA for the tiniest room ever. And it was really, really fun. So we've done that. And then what else are we doing? We're just kind of getting some bits in the diary for other places. So we're playing Manchester, we're playing Rough Trade in Nottingham, which is super exciting.
And then play the one in London?
We're not playing the one in London. No, we'll start at the edges and work our way in.
Yeah, of course.
I think it might be quite hard to play Rough Trade London, but obviously we would love to. So yeah, we're just kind of onwards and upwards and see where it takes us, essentially. So it's all really exciting. Like we've all been playing together a lot, we've been rehearsing a lot. We had a very lucky close escape. Our drummer, he also plays in a function band and managed to get COVID. So we all had to isolate for 10 days. So we only knew on Monday that we could definitely do tonight because we all had to check that we were clear. So that was. I was like, I didn't want to worry Simon, but I also was like, okay, Monday's enough time, and I can help him. We can help him fix it. Like maybe one of us can do it. So Jason literally came out of his quarantine yesterday. So we had a last-minute rehearsal yesterday, and we were all good. Everyone was fine, and it was just a miracle because we all rehearsed with him, and we all decided we were in like a room, probably like half the size of the one we're in right now, which is a green room in the 100 Club, which is not massive. You could probably fit. I would say you could probably fit 3 or 4 double beds in here, and we're in a room much smaller than that. And we were all singing, and so it's a kind of small miracle that none of us got it from him. So that is
lucky.
Good. Touch wood, very
So
lucky.
lucky, yes.
So yeah, and then so here we are today. So that's kind of what's been going on, I think, in a nutshell.
Jemma, thank you so much.
That's
I
all
really
right.
appreciate you speaking to me. Thank you
No problem.
so much.
Thank you for asking me.